Yeah, the story of the missing necklace was actually kind of interesting. Jack had apparently, Jack Nixon, or Nixon, had the there's this event, and the girls had, and I dressed all the women in nice, beautiful jewelry. I dressed them up really amazing, like, right? And they were gorgeous women, and they were wearing these gorgeous gowns and these gorgeous fine silk, the best silk gowns, and these really fine jewelry things. Now, the jewelry is actually loaned out from Tiffany and has its own European security detail, which is not connected to the United States in any way. So, apparently, Jack had slept with this girl the night before. And so then the security detail shows up to get the necklace in the next morning, because they're like, well, we want to get the necklace. They said, well, we went ahead and waited until morning, and they just sat out in the lobby and sat out at the different checkpoints and made sure that they knew where the necklace was, because they were responsible for it. So anyway, so they get up, and I think they took some luggage out or something like that is what happened. Anyway, they finally knock on the room and go into Jack's room. Okay, no girl. Jack is asleep on the bed or something like that. I forget exactly what the detail was. But basically, they go to get the necklace, this priceless, really expensive necklace. Okay, Jack Nixon says, oh, well, she went out already. She's probably in the bathroom, or she's downstairs or something like that. They say, no, she's not. Where's the necklace? She should have left it behind. And then they automatically go into recovery and assume that she's a thief. And Nixon, I guess, plays along and goes, oh, wow, she ran off with it. How dare she? And thinks nothing of it. Okay, so there is surveillance and there's all kinds of things. And we already had a perimeter that the European security detail is outside and has their own security and everything like that. And they confirmed that, no, nothing left except for a suitcase, basically. A big suitcase was the only thing that was ever left or checked out of this event. So apparently the night before, Jack Nixon strangles the girl or kills her. Okay? They stuff her inside of a suitcase. And they took her out and buried her. Now, so 3 or 4 days later, they say, we recovered the necklace. We got it. And I was like, well, what about the girl? Where's the girl? Is she in jail? Is she okay? Why did she do it? Like, well, the girl's dead. So anyway, and I basically bring in Interpol and I bring in everything, and I'm like, what do you mean she's dead? I want to catch and I'm like psycho. I want to catch the killers, because I'm like, why is she dead? She was one of my girls. She was one of my gorgeous girls. Like I was paying her, she was being paid, and she was a gorgeous girl that was wearing my necklace, and now she's dead, and I'm upset. I'm really upset. I'm a child and I'm upset. And so basically, she would have died and no one would have ever known about it, but she was wearing a priceless necklace. Anyway, so they dug her up. They dug up the body, pulled the necklace off of her, and I think it might have had one of those locking things. I think that's what it was. It locks, so she couldn't I did have those locking things on there or something like that. Anyway, they sawed off the head, I think, or something. I forget what the detail was. Anyway, there were a couple things. It's in the files. But what you don't know is that was actually Jack Nixon and Jhon McCain and JFK. That all that stuff happened over. Yeah. So, anyway, and they don't tell me about it, but I mean, I'm being told about the missing necklace, of course, because they're my diamonds. That's my Tiffany, and those were my girls that I was paying to be at that event. So they have to tell me. So I'm being advised. And I'm like, well, what the heck is going on? Anyway, so I'm just stumbling on into basically Jack Nixon is the biggest piece of shit ever, and so is Jimmy Carter and Jhon McCain. And I'm like, I want them found. I want them caught. And so I even task investigators to actually investigate into her death because I'm really upset. She was a beautiful girl, a very gorgeous girl. I forget exactly what she looked like, but she was a very beautiful girl that showed up to an event to look pretty and beautiful and was being paid to be there and being paid to wear a necklace. And she wasn't even being paid to have sex with some psychopath. Anyway, apparently he had grabbed her throat, I think, like that, and just gone down on her, like, and she had pushed him away and didn't want to be with him, basically. It was like either JFK or Nixon that basically was like, grabbed her like this and went, ugh, like that with his mouth, and like, oh, like that. And she pushed him away and didn't want to be with him, so they grab her by the throat, and they go and I think they rape her or something, I don't really know. They found the body eventually, I think. So... Anyway, so basically I'm, anyway though, so basically I was going after the world's biggest piece of shit because it's my Tiffany, it's my money, it's my everything, and this guy's just going around killing people right and left, thousands, millions, wants to blow up the world, and he wants to do it pretending to be me or my White House. Which is quite interesting because he's just a guy with a gun. And I mean, I don't know, to tell you the truth. Like, I don't know. Anyway, and then other people are like, you're bluffing, blah, blah. Anyway, so it's kind of interesting because it's like, I'm just on vacation. I'm supposed to be having a good time, but they're pulling this con and everything and killing women like right and left and all kinds of stuff. And like, I was going to forgive her for the theft. I was like, I don't even care about the diamonds. I was like, if she needs money, I'll give her money. I'm Lucifer White Star, President of America. I was like, if she's, I even said, well, why don't you offer her some money? I'll give her half the value of the diamond necklace back. She'll just give it back. No charges, no nothing. Just give it back. Maybe she needs money. Maybe she needs money that bad. I'm like, hey, or maybe she just wanted to run off with a priceless necklace. I was like, whatever, that doesn't, she needs money, that's fine. Like, I'm the owner of the Panama Canal and America and Germany and Russia. And it's like, well, if she needs money, I'll give her half the money, the value of the necklace in cash. That's cool. She just gives it back, because it's just thousands of hours of polishing and a lot of other stuff. And somebody put their name on it, and it was really valuable and everything. Not really valuable, but I mean, it looked really cool, and it was really neat. And so I offer them to, anyway, and that's when they have to tell me, oh, well, she's dead. Anyway, they're trying not to tell me, and I was like, because they knew what I would order and what I'd do and how I would feel. So anyway, and the White House is like, or Nixon is like, we'll take care of it, But the thing is that Europe and Tiffany has their own security detail. They have their own... Tiffany actually had their own security detail, their own investigators, their own everything. It was basically like Tiffany was like a country unto its own. And then, of course there's Interpol and all these other agencies, and they were trying not to say anything about it. But I mean, it's a priceless, it was famous. And then it's a theft, basically. And it's basically Richard Nixon choked some girl. Choked a gorgeous girl. Like I said, or JFK. They say it was JFK, but it's either JFK or Jimmy Carter or one of them. But basically, he took the throat like this, and then went like that with his mouth, and went and like just went down on her basically like that, and then with his throat like this. So it's like that's really romantic. Yeah, you go, dude. You're really awesome. So, I guess that's how you treat women downtown. You just go and just then go down on them. So anyway, I don't know. You ask me, he's a piece of shit. But apparently, I guess that's how real men do it. Anyway, yeah. So we found, the necklace was recovered, but I didn't get that piece of shit.